Hi, welcome to Lesson 1. I'm going to be taking you through the basic yoga moves that we learn in this course. Now don't worry if you don't get everything right straight away, just try to relax, enjoy it and have some fun. Throughout the course, I give lots of instructions about particular ways to breathe and about closing your eyes. So one thing we try to do in practice eventually is to be able to close our eyes through lots of the moves. Don't worry if you can't do this at first, because you're going to be needing to look at the screen and to be looking at me to figure out what it is that you're doing. And don't forget, you've got your downloadable sheets, and what I suggest you do is you place them at the top of the mat, like I have here, because it's the easiest place to see them from, and place your clock somewhere that you can see it easily and just look up to. The reason we have a clock is to make sure that in all of the moves you do, you're doing them for the same length of time on each side of the body, because we don't want one side to become stronger than the other. Whenever we're learning yoga, my biggest tip is to say, find the position that's comfortable and steady for you. One thing to remember is we all have different lengths of bodies. Some of us have long legs, some of us have tall torsos, and that makes a difference to how you look in a posture. So although I'm demonstrating the moves, the most important thing is to make sure that you're feeling into your own body and that you're working out where is the position that's comfortable and steady for you. Whenever we do a posture, there can be a tendency to try and push lower into it, stretch yourself more, be more flexible. I don't want you to do that. I want you to go to the point where it feels just slightly uncomfortable, and I want you to be a bit behind that. I want you to be in a place that's comfortable and where you can hold the position steadily. So if you're shaking, if you're feeling pains, you absolutely need to be in a reduced version. So don't be pushing yourself too hard. Remember, this is lesson 1, so just get to know the moves and see how it feels for you. In this lesson, we're going to be focusing on trying to build a firm foundation. The best way to do that is to make sure that your feet are really well planted into the ground in all of the moves we do. So listen for those cues in today's lesson. So to begin the class, all you need to do is come to a standing position anywhere on your mat, and you want to place your feet roughly about fist distance apart. You can grab your fist, place it between the feet just to measure, and then stand up straight again. And now to begin, all we do is we start by making sure that our legs are nice and straight, that our knees aren't bent, and we come up with a nice tall straight back through the spine, stretching up. We tuck the pelvis under very slightly, and we take the shoulders and we roll them back and down to get our shoulders nice and relaxed, so they're nice and down here and not tensed and up. We let the hands hang loose, don't have fists, let the fingers relax. And then finally we check in with the chin, making sure that the chin is parallel to the ground. We don't want to have the chin pressed to the chest or pressed upwards to the sky, nice and parallel. And when we're in this position, we call this mountain pose, and it's how we start all of the lessons for this course. So from here, close the eyes for a moment and gently rock forwards and backwards and side to side on the feet. And as you do this, all we're doing is checking that the weight is balanced. So make sure that your weight is in a central point in the feet. It's not all in the balls of the toes or all in the heels leaning back. It's nicely centered across both. And then side to side, again, we're just checking that the weight is evenly distributed across both legs, that it's not more in one leg than the other, because we want to be nice and balanced for everything we do in the classes. And keeping your eyes closed for a moment, take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And it's this style of breathing that we'll do throughout the class whenever I ask you to breathe. And take a moment now to bring your awareness into your body, feeling the feet. Really feel the connection of all the points where your feet touch the floor. And scan through your body, feeling into your ankles, up the legs, into all of the joints of the knees and the hips. Feel through the back, all the way up the spine, to the point where the spine meets the neck. Feel into the shoulders and down the arms. Feel into the neck, And finally, take one more deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting go of all tension, any mindful chatter, worries and concerns from the day. Just set them aside, as this is a time for you, a time to really focus on the moves you're about to perform. Take a positive mental attitude and be alert for everything that's beneficial for you. And that will do. You can open the eyes now. So we begin with our warm-up exercises, and for these warm-ups we begin with a slow rotation of the head. So we first take the chin to the chest, and then we take the left ear towards the left shoulder, nice and slowly. Take the head round to the back, across to the right, and round to the front. And just continue with this motion and complete 3 circles, taking it nice and slow, getting a good stretch in the sides of the neck, in the back of the neck, really focusing on the feelings in the back of the neck. And when you come to the front again, we're going to change direction. So change direction now, going to the right this time. Focusing your attention on any movements in the back of the neck. You may feel and hear things sliding over each other. And as you do this, try to keep your hips and your shoulders all still, just moving the neck. And that will do. Come to a stop at the front and bring the head to centre forwards. Now we do our second warm-up exercise, which is 10 rapid movements of the head. And you will need to watch me first as I demo this, and then we'll do 3 rounds of it together. So the 10 moves, we do 2 rapid movements to the left, 1, 2. Then we do 2 rapid movements to the right, 1, 2. 2 diagonally back, 2 the opposite diagonal, and 2 straight back. Now these movements, they're quite rapid. They're quite jerky because we're trying to loosen up all of this area, but you're not going so hard that you're pulling anything, okay? So we'll begin together with 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 2 diagonally back, the opposite diagonal, and 2 straight back. And again, left, right, diagonal, diagonal, and back. And one more time, left, right, diagonal, diagonal, and back. And then bring the head to centre forwards, and that will do. As we come on to our third warm-up exercise now, which is a tick-tocking motion of the head. And again, it's very important in this that we keep the shoulders and the hips nice and steady. And all we're going to do is tilt the head from one side to the other, left ear to left side, right ear to right side. And you want to get a nice rapid motion going. You want to go nice and fast, but not so fast that you're shaking your brains out. Try to close the eyes if you can as you do this. And again, notice any sensations in the back of the head, kind of the lower bit of the head where it meets the neck. It's normal to hear noises as you do this. Maybe a little bit of pain or tension. Don't worry at all. And that will do. Slowly just come back to centre now, opening the eyes again as we move into our final warm-up exercise. And this is an exercise for our shoulders this time. So what we do is we start by lifting the left shoulder up to our ear, and you want to bring it up as high as you can and sort of drop the right shoulder. And then we swap to the other side. So we're getting a really nice compression up here and a nice stretch across the top of the opposite shoulder. And then we want to get into a rhythm and create a wave-like motion. And as you do this, try to keep the shoulders back. We don't want to have them coming forward like this. Really try to open that chest area out. Again, keeping the hips nice and still, although it can be hard. And you may hear a little bit of air being forced out of your chest in the centre. And that's completely fine too. It's a sign you're doing it right. And then slow the motion down until you come to a stop. And that will do. This concludes our warm-up exercises for lesson 1.